Hello and welcome to Screen Notes. Today we're going to talk about a Korean drama, the twist-heavy series Mouse. But first, a warning. This video contains plenty of spoilers because my aim is to clarify the confusing points that probably stuck in your mind. To do this, we'll go through the 8 most puzzling questions of the show and their answers. Let's get started. First, some quick info about the drama. Mouse is a 2021 production, consisting of 20 episodes plus 2 special episodes. At its core, it revolves around the question, can psychopathy be genetic? While also following a string of serial murder cases, let's briefly look at the main characters. Played by Lee Hee-jun, Detective Moo-chi is a tough but emotional character haunted by his childhood trauma. Throughout the series, he is the one who most shares the audience's feelings of suspicion. Sung-gi, portrayed by Kwon Hwa-woon, this young doctor is presented as the serial killer during the first half of the show. With his cold and silent demeanor, he seems like the perfect suspect. The series constantly plays with our perception of him. Played by Seung-gi, Ba-reum initially appears as a kind, animal-loving, rule-abiding police officer, but his true identity gradually unfolds in the second half of the series. This is where Seung-gi's acting truly deserves praise. Ba-reum's transformation after brain surgery is one of the aspects that confused many viewers. We'll dig deeper into that later in the video. As the series progresses, we witness the same events from different perspectives and discover that what seems real isn't always the truth. There's a great premise and storyline here, but some of the characters' actions and the sheer amount of subplots sometimes make the narrative overly complex. So let's go over the parts that cause the most confusion and clarify them. Here are the top 8 confusing questions in Mouse and their explanations. Question 1. Who is the son of the headhunter who carries the psychopath gene? Well, a study proposes testing unborn babies for the psychopath gene during pregnancy. But does carrying this gene mean someone is destined to become a criminal? Or can their environment shape a different fate? Seung-gi, the wife of the infamous serial killer Han Seo-jun, finds out her child has the gene and decides to give birth anyway. Later, we learn that this child is actually Ba-reum. He and Sung-gi were swapped as babies due to an agreement between their mothers. But why? So why did the mothers exchange their babies? Well, both women had their unborn children tested by Dr. Daniel and, discovered some anomalies. They decided to swap the babies so that if one of them grew up to become a psychopath, it wouldn't be their biological child, making it, easier to stop them if necessary. The serial murders begin again, but who is the killer? After the original headhunter is caught and imprisoned, new brutal murders suddenly begin. At first, both the audience and the police assume Sung-gi is the culprit. His cold personality makes him an easy suspect. But in truth, the killer is Jung Ba-reum, the seemingly sweet, obedient police officer. But why? Let's clarify this first. Did Sung-gi kill anyone at all? From the beginning, Johan was the victim of prejudice, both from society and the viewers. His aloof demeanor and the stigma of being thought the headhunter's son made him an easy scapegoat. In reality, Johan committed none of the murders. On the contrary, he was actually trying to gather evidence to prove Ba-reum's guilt. His genetic test showed an anomaly, falling into the rare 1% category, but that just made him a genius. He was, in fact, a tragic character framed by circumstances. So who killed the grandmother? Although she adored him in the beginning, it was Ba-reum who killed her. He had been acting so well that he deceived both the viewers and those around him for a long time. Remember the scene where the grandmother sews a button onto Ba-reum's jacket? Later, she recognizes that same button in a photo, one of the pieces of evidence Johan had collected against Ba-reum. In her final moments, she realizes that Ba-reum is the murderer. But by then, it is too late. Did Ba-reum become a psychopath only after the brain surgery? The shocking hospital scene with the bird in the cage made many wonder if this was the same Ba-reum we knew. But the truth is, Ba-reum was always a psychopath. After receiving parts of Johan's brain, he actually began to develop qualities he never had before, like conscience and guilt. So contrary to what some people think, he didn't inherit psychopathy from Johan. Instead, he inherited humanity, which, clashed with his killer instincts. Whose childhood flashbacks were we watching? For much of the series, the flashbacks made it seem like Johan's childhood. But in fact, those were Ba-reum's memories. As the biological son of Han Seo-jun, Ba-reum was the one with the psychopathic lineage. The delayed reveal was part of the show's twist strategy, and it forced the audience to rethink their assumptions about good and evil. Do we trust someone just because they look kind, or condemn someone faster because we dislike them? What are the real family connections? It's revealed that Ba-reum is the biological son of Han Seo-jun and Seung-gi, making him the true psychopath gene carrier. Sung Yo-han, on the other hand, isn't even related to the headhunter. He was actually the nurse's biological son but grew up stigmatized as the child of a killer. Meanwhile, Ba-reum lived under the mask of a good guy while being the real murderer. And that's the show's striking message. The real monster doesn't always look terrifying. So, who would I recommend Mouse to? Well, to fans of psychological analysis dramas like Mindhunter and Dexter. Also, to those who enjoy plot twists. And to viewers who like solving puzzles while watching a show. Despite all its complexity, Mouse is a series that challenges its audience to think. If you watch attentively, the clues scattered throughout reward you as the story progresses. With its character depth, strong performances, and shocking plot structure, it offers a unique experience. My score 9 out of 10. See you in another screen note. Goodbye.